It's Monday, August 11th. Let's level up. Market is still one time framing to the upside, but we are seeing a little bit of consolidation and some liquidation breaks here and there. As far as VIX goes, a bit of a higher low today, a bit of a dubstep situation. I think if we get over the Friday high at 1652, we could see a move still higher. I wouldn't get too worried until we clear 1723 or whatever the 50 MA is. If that does clear, there is room for a VIX spike. I'd feel better with a VIX below 1552, which was today's low of day. I think if we can get below that and stay below it, I think that means we're going to see new highs in the markets. As far as the ES and the NQ go, bit of a liquidation break today, a little bit of an underwater close. To repair, that would be 64.11 quarter, and in the Qs, that's 23,714.75. Generally, keep an eye on the 200 MA 30-minute. That has been key support. If the bulls can hold that, I think they're still okay. Below that, to me, could see a larger liquidation break, probably to 63.72 half and 63.46 quarter, and then we'd see. In the Qs, if we lost the 200 MA 30-minute, we could see the 23,404 quarter to 23,465.75, and maybe the 23,305 half. On the upside, the bulls need to clear at least 64.2675 and hold. In the Qs, they need to clear 23,845. Now, if we have a plunge to the channel low at the open, we're actually a little below there of what that would be in the ES. That would be 6400-ish, 6401. Generally, though, anything below there to me is a little more vulnerable. In the Qs, that would be 23,520 quarter. Qs have been a little bit stronger. If we do make a bull move up to the channel high tomorrow near the open, it would be 23,977 half, and in the ES that would be 64.96. As far as SPY goes, we're still one time framing to the upside. I think if there's a benign CPI number, we could make a move to retest the 630.85 high. If we popped up to the green channel high, that would be 643.93-ish. If there is a liquidation break, I think the big target on the downside would likely be the 20 MA to 631.15. Now, moves below the 20 MA and back above it have been longs, but there is always the potential for a larger liquidation break if we do get a hot CPI number, because that, of course, would put Fed rate cuts in question. I've told you before, I think if we see the inflation, it's going to start in the PPI number, which actually is Thursday this week. So people might think that the CPI data is out of the woods, but the PPI is where I think we would see it first. Now, generally, I'm not a fan of these government statistics. I think that they're all kind of baked and they have these massive revisions, but traders trade. We're going to see that spasm initially when we get the number at 8:30 a.m. That 5 or 15 minute range, we could be long above it, neutral inside of it, and or short below it. As far as the Qs go, a bit of a look above and fail here. So the bulls there will need to get over 574.63 to negate it. If there is a pullback, the 78.6 of the range would be the first target at 569.72. If we had an apples to apples pullback, I think that would be the 10 MA in this case, and that would be 566 quarter. If we do make a pop up to the magenta channel high, it's 579.61, and the big 2 times range that I've been targeting is 583.01. I think that area would see some sellers, so you might want to pepper out some orders if we do get that kind of poppage. Apple, bit of a dub step here. I think you could use the gap filled numbers that we had been talking about as potential resistance now is the must hold support at 223.89. I'm fine with even just using 224.76 as low of day. I'd like to actually see some consolidation here for continuation to the upside. It wouldn't surprise me to see continued run into the iPhone numbers, and I would actually be a dip buyer if we pulled back to the 20 MA, currently 212.48 and rising. Remember, 219.38 is key on the downside, and then after that, the old resistance would likely now be supported 214.66. So if there is a liquidation break and we pull back to there, you could sell some out of the money puts and or buy some call spreads. This deal that President Trump made with NVIDIA and AMD to me is absolutely bizarro. Either the AI chips are a danger and they shouldn't be sold to China, or they're not and they should be, but apparently he extorted them for a 15% tariff. So that's going to go into government coffers. We're right here smack in the middle of the range. 20 MA would be my first target on the pullback at 175.51. But if we do beast mode up to the channel high, it's 192s. And I've told you, traders are probably going to be targeting 200 as long as the market stays strong. Tesla saw a little bit of bang bang today. We do have some resistance coming up at 351.39 to 357.54. After that, you're looking at 373.04 to 383.76. I actually think that this could be a range trade and might be a good opportunity for iron condors, maybe $10 or $20 wide, depending on how much risk tolerance you have. Generally, 360s have been the resistance on the upside and 290s have been support on the downside. Meta's still bullish, bull flagging, also a good opportunity here, I think, for maybe short-term iron condors. Generally, I think that could see 824.06 on the upside. That's the 2.618. Pullbacks to 740s are fine as long as they hold. could be in an iron condor situation here. I do actually think this one would probably break up and out as long as the market stays strong. If it doesn't, we'll probably check back to that 740 again, and if that can't hold, we've built up some inventory here and there could be a larger liquidation break, maybe to retest the 685 level. Bitcoin leading the charge early today, but did ultimately fade. Bulls there need to get up over and stay over the 120,000. We had a pretty big topping tail today. Anything over 122,955.01 I think could make the run all the way up to the 132,946 channel high. Might be the 133s by the time we get there. Generally, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin, but I did not like the selling today. Gold today, President Trump announced that there weren't going to be tariffs on gold. I thought that that was a little odd that there would be. If you're short, you could use 309.66 high of day as a stop. Anything over that I think is back to being a long. Generally, I'm fine as long as the 50 MA holds, currently 308.55-ish, so we're right on it here. Keep an eye on TLT tomorrow. Remember I said that I thought there'd be some resistance around 88.44, and there had been. We didn't quite even get the 200 MA, so that does flash a little bit of weakness. Pullbacks to the 20 MA are the must hold at 86.64. Key off the TLT tomorrow post CPI data. If the TLT is ripping, that's good news for the bulls. If it is dumping hard, that is bad news for the bulls. Generally speaking, markets are up near highs. We're into the summer doldrums. We are trading on headlines. I think pops are going to continue to get sold into, but dips continue to get bought, and I don't see a larger correction until we start seeing those dips not getting bought. We're still above some key levels, but generally, I like to be long above 10 and 20 MAs, and as long as those hold on pullbacks, it's still the bull's ball. If they start failing and we start stalling on pops to 10 and 20 MAs, then I think that we're in a downtrend and we could start seeing some shorts into late August, into September, and maybe even October. Like and follow for more.